Welcome into our CBS Sports HQ studios. Jeremy St. Louis alongside Jamey Eisenberg, Rick Spielman, Pete Prisco. Let's get a little talking about this game. Packers falling to 3-2, Giants getting a big win. Jamey, how big is this win for the Giants?
It's huge. I mean, this was a real tough test for them, especially looking at what they were dealing with some injuries. Obviously, no Leonard Williams once again. The receiving corps completely decimated. No Kenny Golladay, no Wan'Dale Robinson, no Kadarius Toney. Daniel Jones coming off the ankle injury, and the Packers seemingly getting things right. And here we go. They come back from a deficit, 10-point deficit, to rally and win this game. They shut down the Packers' offense at the end of the game. Rodgers didn't get a pass, even attempted. 3 straight balls knocked down or stripped at the end there on the Hail Mary play. So the defense stepped up really well for the Giants, stopped the run, which was huge. And big win for the Giants and their coach, Brian Daboll, in this victory here against the Packers.
Yeah, keys to the victory were the New York Giants won the time of possession, and the only way that they're going to win this game is by doing that. There was no turnovers in this game. The other thing was Wink Martindale did an incredible job trying to confuse Aaron Rodgers with all the different blitz packages, different pressure situations that he came up with. And the third point is that, Pete, did you think it was a good game plan?
Well, I mean, I think that the Packers blew it in a couple different ways. A, they should have run the ball a little bit more. B, why didn't you run the ball on third down, get your first down, then go from there at the end of the game?
3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and 2.
Yeah.
Throw it. 4th and 2, throw it. You have a 245-pound running back. I mean, just give him the ball. Let him get the first down.
Green Bay's offense has to go through these running backs. And with Dillon and Jones, they were averaging together over 5 yards a carry, but they only carried the ball combined 19 times. So in order for Green Bay to get functional on offense, they have to get the running backs way more involved than they are right now.
Well, they had over 50 yards rushing in the first half, so you thought, okay.
They got away from it.
Yeah.
They got away from it. Look,
Why?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. That's part of the reason, but I think they know deep down that if their passing game doesn't take the next step, they're not going anywhere anyways. So they have to try and get that passing game going. You heard Aaron Rodgers hint at it this week. He said, we can beat some teams when we play this way, but we're not going to beat a lot of teams going forward. Well, they found out today they can't even beat the Giants because their passing game wasn't working.
And they don't have the receivers to do that right now. Dobbs is still developing. Watson, again, has a hamstring injury, and he may miss time. Cobbs is as old as you are, but he still makes the plays.
But they should have, by the way, they should have kept Valdez-Scantling is what they should have done.
Because he can stretch.
Or maybe Devontae Adams.
or maybe Devontae Adams, yeah. Rick, I want to ask you, as a former general manager, how impressed are you with the job that Brian Daboll has done so early in his tenure?
Incredible, and if you took a vote today, he would have my vote for Coach of the Year because he's taken a bunch of no-name guys and getting them to play beyond probably what their abilities are. And the other guy you have to give a lot of credit to is Daniel Jones because he had a big target on his back, just like we talked about Hurst in the beginning, like we talked about Tua. Daniel Jones is the reason why they're winning ball games because of his gutsy performance, not only with the throws he made, he was 20 of 27 today, but with a bum ankle, he still was able to make plays with his feet as well. And he's a reason why they are where they are right now.
And if they can get, they've got another test next week versus the Ravens at home, but then schedule, I don't want to say it eases up because you can't really say that in the NFL from week to week, but I mean, then you get the Jaguars, then you get the Seahawks, then you get your bye week. So, I mean, Giants actually are looking halfway through the season, Jamey, like they might be all right here in this NFC.
Jaguars might be a tougher matchup than the Ravens based on how the defense looks for these two teams at this point. But yeah, it's setting up pretty nicely for them. And you look at the division, obviously, the Cowboys have some flaws, depending on what happens when Dak Prescott comes back. And, Washington clearly looks like, not exactly the greatest team. Clearly Philadelphia is the class of the conference. But 4-1 through 5 games, every Giants fan would take this. The way that Barkley's playing right now, the fact that he got through this injury okay. You mentioned it, Rick, with Daniel Jones, 21 of 27. He's now he was over 40 yards rushing, took some kneel downs there to get the safety. So it would have been 3 straight games of 40 yards on the ground. So he's doing some things with his legs to compensate for the lack of receivers there. It's impressive what they're looking at right now. And Brian Daboll, again, give him credit. Like you said, Rick, he's well within the conversation and might be the front runner for Coach of the Year.
One quick thing. They're going to have a decision to make on Daniel Jones. I mean, if he keeps...
If they don't want him, I'm sure there's a lot of other teams who would like to have the production.
If he keeps playing like this, and Daboll, likes him because he fits in that runaround stuff that he did with Josh Allen.
Yeah, can he turn him into Josh Allen?
No.
Okay. You said this, though, about in the preseason, that you thought this offensive line would come together. You only gave him 1 sack today. And not that the Packers have the greatest pass rush, but if you could protect him and he starts to get some of these guys back. It's hard to say Kadarius Toney at this point because it just feels like it's going to be another lost season for him. But Wan'Dale Robinson and maybe Darius Slayton now can be the deep threat. You liked him once upon a time when he came into the NFL. If they could find something from Kenny Golladay and Daniel Bellinger starting to make some plays, give him some weapons, and let's see what he can do.
And you just wonder, when they get healthy, given the adversity that they've already faced, adversity builds character. I mean, once they start to get healthy again, you just wonder how dangerous can this Giants team be.
You're like a coach. Adversity builds character.
Pressure builds.
Sounds like a
pressure
GM.
builds diamonds. Yeah, right.
You'd rather
I've
not
got
have
a bunch of cliches. We saw the Packers schedule there. You see, they get the Jets next week, then they get the Commanders, then they get Bills.
That's called get right for the next 2 weeks.
I mean, Pete, what is the identity of this Packers team at this point?
Well, they're supposed to have a really good defense. Some idiot before the season said it would be top 10, and it hasn't played like that. That idiot would be me. And they've been bad on defense. And why is it they keep getting guys and drafting guys and getting better players and getting bigger players, and they don't get any better against the run?
Yeah,
it makes no sense to me.
No, that's the whole critical part, and that's the Achilles heel of the Green Bay defense right now, is they can't stop the run, and it showed up again today.
They also have a lot of guys who aren't playing up to expectations. I'll give you two. The two safeties, both of them have been bad this year. They've been dinged up a little bit, but they have to be better. This defense has to carry the team until that passing game can get cranked up.
They are going to pound the run next week against the Jets. You're going to see probably 30 carries combined between the two running backs after only getting 19 between Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. That's the market correction coming next week. Jones and Dillon will lead the way against the Jets.
I think Jamey might have his start of the week next. We may have his early preview for start of the week next week.
Well, Aaron Jones has started in too many leagues, and A.J. Dillon, we'll see how this week goes, but he could certainly be in the category for it for sure.
Jamey Eisenberg, Rick Spielman, Pete Prisco talking about the Giants getting the big win over the Green Bay Packers here on CBS Sports HQ. What a game it was that the Giants improved to 4-1. Of course, from a fantasy perspective, you'll have to wait till next week to get Jamey's start of the week. I mean, maybe just a little bit of a tease there, and to get that, be sure you're listening to Fantasy Football today. Jamey and the fellas giving you a daily insight into your fantasy teams. Download and follow wherever you get your podcast audio.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.